Let us drift together into a quiet world, where the whispers of ancient seers and the soft echoes of forgotten prophecies guide our minds. Here, in the gentle hush of night, we will explore visions of endings, not to frighten but to soothe, like a candle's glow reflecting on still waters. Soft winds carry us across deserts, through forests and over mountains, where cults and mystics once spoke of apocalyptic transformations. Each prophecy becomes a lullaby, a rhythm for the spirit, helping us release the weight of the day and sink into calm awareness. As the stars shimmer above, let your thoughts float freely. Let the stories of cosmic battles, visions of fire and renewal, and sacred warnings move slowly through your mind, and let them ease you into a deep, peaceful sleep. If these whispers of the past help your mind settle, subscribe for more calming journeys, or comment softly where you are listening from as we drift together through these serene prophecies. Softly, the night unfolds around you. A gentle wind drifts through open temple doors, carrying with it the faint scent of aged parchment and burning incense. The moon glimmers through delicate lattice windows, painting quiet patterns upon the polished stone floor. Here, in this still sanctuary, the world outside feels far away. Every sound is softened, every shadow kind, as if the night itself is holding its breath in gentle anticipation. You float among long shelves of scrolls, each one resting in the embrace of time. Their edges are curled, their surfaces touched by the careful hands of scribes from long ago. The inked letters seem to shimmer softly, whispering secrets in a language older than memory. You lean close, and the words feel less like writing and more like gentle currents, flowing toward your mind, soft and undemanding. In these scrolls are visions of endings, not meant to frighten, but to teach the quiet rhythm of change. Prophets and dreamers of ancient times wrote of worlds folding slowly into themselves, of cycles that rise and fall like the breath of the earth. You drift along these lines, feeling each word as a soft vibration, a murmur that soothes rather than alarms. The first scroll tells of stars that fade softly into the horizon. They do not fall violently. They ease into twilight, leaving trails of silver light that guide the wandering spirit. Each constellation has a story, a gentle promise that endings are also beginnings. You can feel the quiet pulse of the cosmos as if it is humming a lullaby just for you. A second scroll rests beside it, its pages worn thin but its message clear. It speaks of rivers that carry the weight of worlds. Flowing quietly, these waters do not rush. They bend around stones, circle fallen leaves, and whisper through reeds. The river does not demand haste, it teaches patience. As you drift along its imagined current, your breathing slows. Your chest rises and falls with the gentle flow. You hear the faintest echo of drums far away, not loud enough to startle, only enough to remind you of the passage of time. Each beat is soft, measured, as if marking the rhythm of all endings and beginnings. In this gentle cadence, there is no fear, only the comfort of movement, of life continuing softly, endlessly. The scribes wrote of mountains that watch the world quietly like guardians of time. Their peaks rise into clouds that drift lazily across the sky. You imagine standing at the base of one such mountain, feeling the cool, still air brush your skin. The mountain does not demand anything. It only waits, and in its patient presence there is a deep, calming reassurance. All that ends is held in the care of something greater, something eternal. Some scrolls speak of gardens hidden in the folds of the earth. Here, blossoms open and close in slow, deliberate harmony. Petals fall, then nourish the soil, and the cycle begins anew. You imagine yourself wandering softly through these secret gardens, each step cushioned by moss and soft earth. Tiny creatures stir without hurry. Each moment lingers, stretching gently like the arms of sleep, inviting you to rest. One manuscript carries visions of gentle fire, not the harsh, consuming flames of fear, but soft light that warms the soul. It dances along walls, gliding across scrolls and books, illuminating the words without burning them. The fire speaks of transformation, of endings that clear the way for quiet renewal. You imagine its warmth against your skin, comforting, peaceful, a companion to the soft rhythm of your breath. As you drift further, the scrolls begin to reveal faint images of people who once lived, their faces soft and serene. They are not figures of sorrow or pain, only of contemplation. Each one carries the gentle weight of understanding, their eyes reflecting stars, rivers, mountains, and gardens. You sense a shared knowing, a connection across time, as if the scribes themselves are reaching through the pages to reassure you. All endings are part of a tender, unfolding story. A particularly thin scroll catches your eye. Its ink has faded almost to silver, but the lines hum with quiet energy. It tells of birds that carry messages across worlds, wings brushing clouds as they travel from place to place. Each bird sings a note soft enough to lull you into stillness, yet bright enough to remind the heart of the beauty in each fleeting moment. You imagine following one as it glides across a twilight sky, feeling weightless, cradled in its gentle flight. The words on the scrolls are slow rivers themselves, meandering without pressure. Each phrase is a soft ripple, washing over your mind. You notice the warmth of candlelight flickering across the pages, shadows bending and swaying in time with your quiet breaths. In this gentle light, the prophecies feel less like warnings and more like lullabies, ancient voices singing you toward calmness. You notice that the temple itself seems alive in soft ways. The stone under your hands is smooth, almost humming with memory. The air is cool but tender, brushing your cheeks as a quiet hand might. Somewhere far away, water drips slowly, marking moments with delicate sound. Each drop is a tiny pulse, echoing the rhythm of the universe. You feel your mind align with this cadence, your thoughts slowing, becoming soft, pliable, serene. One final scroll drifts before you, almost floating in the moonlight. Its pages reveal quiet visions of dawn after darkness. Shadows recede gently, revealing fields washed in the pale gold of early sun. Trees stretch their limbs slowly. Rivers shimmer under light that does not startle, and the world exhales softly. You feel a sense of peace washing over you, the kind that comes from knowing endings are not abrupt, not frightening, but part of an eternal cycle of rest and renewal. Let your eyes rest gently, your body soften against the mattress, your breath matching the soft cadence of the ancient scrolls. Let the whispers of ink, of paper, of candlelight and moonlight carry you deeper into calmness. The scribes' gentle voices fade into a tender murmur, and stillness fills the space between each word. Now, as your mind drifts further, imagine the scrolls folding themselves quietly, their secrets settled for the night. Soft winds carry their essence through the temple halls and into your dreams. Every shadow, every flicker of light, every hushed echo joins together, wrapping around you like a soft blanket. Let us drift onward through the gentle night, guided by the wisdom of the whispering scrolls. The stars above return to their quiet vigil, the river hums its lullaby, and the mountains watch softly over all. Now rest as the ancient voices fade into calm silence. Sleep, tender and deep, carries you gently toward morning, where the world will awaken slowly, filled with peace, and dreams will linger softly in your heart. Night stretches gently over the land, a soft blanket of shadow and silver. You drift along quiet pathways, where the air feels cool and tender against your skin. Above, the sky opens wide and the stars begin their quiet watch. Their light is soft, like the brush of feathers, and they hum with a steady, gentle rhythm. Each one seems to carry a memory, a whisper from distant ages, guiding the spirit toward stillness. You float beneath this celestial canopy. The constellations glow faintly, revealing slow, graceful patterns. They curve like the trails of rivers in the mind, flowing softly across the expanse of night. Each star tells a story, a vision of worlds unfolding quietly, where beginnings and endings meet without harshness. You feel the ease of their movement, a lullaby that reaches deep into the heart. In this quiet night, the prophets of long ago gaze upward as you do now. Their eyes, lifted toward the heavens, see more than points of light. They see gentle currents of time, soft echoes of life and change. These stargazers, sitting on hills or beneath desert skies, breathe with the rhythm of the cosmos. Their hearts move slowly, in tune with the tender pulse of creation, teaching that the world's transformations are gentle, natural, and serene. The Milky Way stretches across the sky, a silver river of stars flowing steadily. You imagine yourself floating along it, weightless, guided by its quiet current. Each star you pass illuminates a story, a blossom opening under moonlight, a mountain standing patient through centuries, a river curling around stones with soft persistence. The universe is not hurried. Every moment is a pause, a breath, a chance to rest in its gentle unfolding. Some stars flicker softly, like candle flames far away. Their light is not abrupt. It lingers in the air and drifts slowly into your vision. These are the whispers of the future, delicate signs that shift without startling. You feel the calm that comes from knowing the world turns quietly, that endings arrive softly, like dusk sliding over the hills, and beginnings emerge like the faint blush of dawn. A gentle wind moves across the hills and valleys below, carrying the faint scent of night flowers. It brushes your hair, brushes your face, and blends with the steady heartbeat of the sky. Every star seems to sway with this wind, a slow dance of light and shadow. You drift among them, carried without effort, your mind quiet, your body resting deeper into the bed beneath you. The prophets once traced these constellations with fingers lifted to the sky. They imagined the world's gentle unraveling, seeing not destruction, but transformation. One soft line of stars might suggest a river drying and giving way to fertile soil. Another might trace the path of mountains shifting slowly, as if stretching after a long sleep. Each vision, tender and deliberate, is an echo of care, reminding the watcher of the soft inevitability of change. Some nights the stars form shapes like animals, softly prowling, silently gliding. You see the lion, patient and calm, lying beneath the shadow of an eternal hill. You see the swan, wings outstretched, drifting along the night sky. Each shape is a gentle story, a metaphor for the spirit moving peacefully through the world. You float beside them, quiet and undisturbed, letting their tender presence guide you toward inner stillness. Between the stars, the dark spaces are not empty. They are soft places, deep and quiet, where thoughts may rest. You imagine yourself slipping into these spaces, the darkness itself a gentle comfort. It is not hollow or frightening. It is a quiet pause, like the breath between waves, carrying the mind to the calm edge of sleep. A comet passes slowly, tracing a silver line across the horizon. It moves without hurry, a soft brushstroke of light painting the sky. You follow it with gentle attention, sensing the ease in its motion. It reminds you that even rare events arrive softly, without suddenness or pain. Every star, every passing light, whispers the same lesson. Peace is part of the natural rhythm of all things. Far below, a river glimmers under starlight. Its surface mirrors the heavens, doubling the sky's gentle glow. You drift along its banks, feeling the water's soft pull, the way it curves around stones, bends under fallen branches, and hums quietly in the night. The river and the stars together create a cradle for the spirit, a place where worries dissolve like mist, leaving only calm awareness. You notice the distant hills breathing under the weight of night. Shadows fold softly into valleys, and the air is cool and tender. The stars above reflect in pools of water, forming tiny worlds within worlds. Each pool holds a story, a prophecy whispered into the wind, a vision of seasons turning slowly, a promise that the night, however long, will always pass into dawn. The prophets watched these same skis and understood the beauty of patience. They saw cycles of life mirrored in constellations, endings mirrored in gentle arcs of stars, and beginnings mirrored in silver threads that stretched across the universe. You float alongside them, carried by the calm rhythm of these quiet teachings, feeling the softness of time itself. Owls call faintly from distant trees, their voices soft and echoing. You hear the rustle of leaves and the faint hum of nocturnal life. All around you, the world moves slowly and safely. The sky holds you, the stars guide you, and every sound blends into a gentle symphony that lulls the mind and heart alike. You imagine yourself lying in a meadow beneath these stars, the cool grass brushing your skin. The constellations above seem close, their soft radiance wrapping you in warmth and tranquility. You drift from one cluster of light to another, noticing the quiet stories each one carries. The stars speak not of fear or urgency, but of patience, of gentle endings, and of new beginnings that arrive softly, like dawn touching the edges of the earth. The wind moves again, carrying the scent of distant blossoms and the quiet promise of tomorrow. You float in this softness, each breath in tune with the slow heartbeat of the universe. The prophet's visions settle like a gentle snow, covering the mind in quiet white peace. Each star is a lullaby, each shadow a tender pause, each movement a sigh that invites deeper rest. As the night stretches on, the stars shift imperceptibly, a slow dance of silver across the sky. You watch without thought, simply resting, simply being. The gentle rhythm of the cosmos seeps into your soul, calming every restless corner, softening every thought. You feel held, cushioned by the eternal watch of night, by the tender glow of distant light, by the quiet pulse of the world around you. Let your mind drift onward through the velvet night, floating with the stars that foretell gentle transformations. The constellations carry soft messages to your heart, and the world moves in quiet harmony beneath their light. Now rest, as the stars return to their gentle vigil, and your spirit floats into calm, deep, restorative sleep. Night drifts softly across the land, and you find yourself in a quiet glade. The air is warm, gentle, carrying a faint scent of pine and earth. Somewhere nearby, the soft crackle of fire whispers through the stillness. The flames do not roar or leap with anger. They rise slowly, curling like the tendrils of a gentle spirit, casting a golden glow that dances softly across the surrounding trees. You float closer, feeling the warmth brush against your skin. It does not scorch, it does not demand. The fire is a companion, a quiet guide, illuminating the world around you with a calm, steady light. Sparks drift upward and vanish into the night sky, tiny stars leaving the earth to join the heavens. You notice their soft ascent, the way they dissolve gently, and your thoughts follow them, easing, floating, becoming lighter. The fire's warmth is tender, spreading through the glade and into the spaces between your thoughts. You feel the gentle hum of transformation in the air, the quiet power that endings can hold when they are kind. Around you, fallen leaves curl and turn to ash, soft and gray. This change is not harsh. It is a patient, gentle clearing, making room for what will come next. The flames seem to speak in a slow, rhythmic language, one that the heart understands more than the mind. They move like dancers, bending and folding, rising and falling with grace. You notice each movement, each curl of light, and sense a quiet lesson. All that has served its purpose will gently dissolve, making space for renewal. There is no rush, no fear, only the soft, certain rhythm of transformation. In the distance, you hear the faint hum of a drum, steady and slow. It marks time without urgency, a reminder of the natural cycles that surround you. With each beat, you feel more relaxed. The flames bend toward the rhythm, swaying like reeds in a quiet wind. You drift with them, weightless, untethered, embraced by their soft warmth. The fire illuminates stones and streams nearby, revealing textures you had not noticed in daylight. Moss cushions the earth, water glimmers faintly, and the wind moves with a gentle touch. Everything is alive in the quiet glow, moving with ease and softness. Even the night sky seems to lean closer, watching, comforting, holding the world in calm attention. Some flames lift higher, revealing visions of ancient ceremonies. People once gathered around such fires, their faces serene, their hands folded or raised in reverence. They did not fear the blaze. Instead, they felt its quiet power. They understood that fire can cleanse, that it can release what is old without harm, and that it can illuminate paths that were once hidden in shadow. You feel their calm presence as you float near, letting their gentle understanding settle in your mind. The sparks that drift upward become tiny stars, mingling with the night sky. You imagine each one carrying away a worry, a small tension, a weight that has lingered. With every ascent, the mind feels lighter, the chest expands softly, the body relaxing into the stillness of the glade. There is a gentle promise here. Endings are not loss, but quiet preparation for beginnings. The flames shift, curling over fallen branches, revealing their inner glow. You notice that even as things are consumed, they are not destroyed, they are transformed. Ash nourishes the soil. Light warms the night. The fire teaches that cycles of change are soft and kind when observed with patience and reverence. A soft breeze moves through the glade, carrying whispers of distant forests and mountain ridges. The fire bends gently in its path, a slow dance of light and air. You float among the flames, feeling yourself carried with ease. Each breath aligns with the flicker of light, each heartbeat matching the subtle crackle of wood. The rhythm is steady, comforting, and serene. You imagine the flames spreading softly across the landscape, touching rivers, hills, and valleys with tender light. They do not consume in haste. They illuminate, transform, and release. You follow their journey with your mind, letting the warmth seep into your thoughts, easing every tightness, softening every corner of your awareness. Somewhere in the distance, a small creature stirs, perhaps a fox, perhaps a bird. Its movement is quiet, graceful, unhurried. It pauses near the fire, absorbing its warmth before moving on into shadowed spaces. You notice the calm in its eyes, the gentle curiosity in its movement. This too is a teaching. Life flows with ease when allowed to move softly through cycles of change. The fire spreads in subtle arcs, revealing hidden paths in the glade. Tiny flowers, overlooked by day, lift toward the warmth, petals shimmering in the golden light. Their beauty is quiet, tender, yet undeniable. You drift closer, feeling the soft energy of their growth, and sensing that even small transformations carry profound grace. A branch falls slowly into the fire, not with a crash, but with a whispering touch. The flames curve around it, consuming it gently, transforming it into warmth and light. You notice how smoothly the process unfolds, how natural and easy it feels. It is a reminder that change does not need force. It can arrive as softly as a breath, as quietly as a sigh, and still carry its full power. The smoke rises in thin, silver threads, curling into the night sky. It drifts upward, merging with clouds and stars, becoming part of the vastness above. You follow its gentle ascent, letting your own thoughts rise and drift away with it. Every lingering worry, every small unrest is carried softly into the open night, leaving your mind still and tender. The fire reflects in the water of a small stream nearby, doubling its glow. You watch as the light dances over ripples, softening every edge, transforming every reflection into something warm and serene. The river, too, participates in this quiet ceremony, carrying the gentle magic of transformation onward, without haste, without urgency. The night deepens and the fire's glow softens, becoming a tender, constant presence. You notice how the shadows fold into themselves, how the warmth reaches every corner of the glade, and how the quiet continues without interruption. The world feels safe, held, and infinite in its gentle rhythm. Let your mind drift with the soft, curling flames, and let your heart feel the warmth of endings that make space for beginnings. The fire has done its work. The glade, the river, the creatures, and the stars above all carry the quiet promise of renewal. You are wrapped in this calm, moving slowly with the rhythm of change, the tender pulse of the night, and the soft embrace of light. Now, as the last sparks rise and fade into the sky, rest fully. The fire has transformed the space around you, and its warmth lingers in your body, in your mind, in your dreams. Let us drift onward into the soft, dark night, carried by the gentle flame of transformation. Sleep comes easily, tender and deep, as the world exhales and the spirit rests in quiet renewal. Night settles softly across the land, and you find yourself standing beside a wide, tranquil river. Its surface gleams under the pale light of the moon, reflecting stars like scattered jewels in a slow, gentle current. The air is cool and tender, carrying the faint scent of river reeds and soft earth. Every sound is muted, every movement slowed. You feel your breath lengthen, your body resting into the quiet rhythm of the flowing water. You float along the river's edge, noticing the smooth stones beneath your feet and the gentle shimmer of light across the ripples. The water moves without hurry, bending around each curve and stone, wrapping the world in a soft, deliberate embrace. Each wave seems to hum a quiet lullaby, carrying whispers of the past and dreams of what is yet to come. You drift with it, weightless, peaceful, untethered. This river has witnessed centuries of change. Prophets and mystics once leaned over its banks, watching the water's slow passage and listening to its tender song. They saw in the flow a mirror of life itself, the rise and fall of empires, the quiet endings of days, the gentle renewal that follows each transformation. You feel their calm presence beside you, as if they are guiding your thoughts towards stillness, one gentle moment at a time. The river curves around a bend, revealing soft sandbars and delicate lilies floating on the surface. The blossoms rise slowly, petals trembling with every ripple, yet never falling harshly into the water. You imagine these flowers as messages of hope, carried downstream by the steady current. They remind you that even endings can be gentle, and that every conclusion carries within it the seed of a beginning. Above, the moonlight filters through soft clouds, casting silver patterns across the water. Each reflection glimmers as though the river itself is breathing. You drift along its edges, feeling the cool mist against your cheeks, listening to the faint rustle of leaves in the distance. The world seems to pause here, holding its breath in quiet reverence, giving you space to breathe and rest along with it. The river speaks in subtle ways. You hear its laughter in the gentle babble over stones, its sighs in quiet eddies where water bends around roots. These sounds are soft and deliberate, like a teacher guiding the spirit without words, without pressure. You notice how the flow never hurries, never forces, yet continues to carry everything along its path. It is a lesson of patience, of trust, of surrender to the natural rhythm of life. Somewhere downstream, a willow leans over the water, its long branches brushing softly against the surface. You watch the leaves tremble and dip, tracing slow patterns that shimmer and dissolve. Each movement is delicate, a quiet echo of the river's own steady pulse. You float along with these reflections, feeling yourself become one with the gentle flow, your mind softening, your chest easing into calm. The river bends again, revealing smooth stones warmed by faint sunlight that lingers even in the night. The water wraps around them like a gentle hand, caressing without urgency. You notice the patterns it makes, subtle swirls that seem to carry messages from ages past. Each swirl is a soft reminder. Change is not abrupt, endings are not sudden. They arrive like water circling a stone, patient and tender, preparing the way for what comes next. In quiet pools along the bank, tiny creatures stir. Fish move lazily beneath the surface, their scales shimmering like tiny lanterns. A heron lifts silently from a patch of reeds, wings unfolding without a sound, drifting along with the river's current. Everything in this space moves with grace, with purpose, yet without haste. You float alongside them, your mind quiet, your body still, attuned to the rhythm of gentle transformation. The river carries stories from distant lands, soft whispers from mountains, deserts, and forests. You imagine the water flowing past ancient temples and quiet villages, carrying their secrets, their visions, their prayers. Each ripple is a tender touch, a soft word, a lullaby that drifts into your heart. You feel the world's vastness and its intimacy at once, knowing you are cradled in both. Occasionally, the water swirls around fallen branches, bending them gently, guiding them onward. You watch as the currents work quietly, shaping and reshaping without force. Even obstacles do not stop the river, they only redirect it softly, teaching that endings can adjust, soften, and transform without pain. You feel this lesson in your body, each exhale releasing tension, each inhale filling you with ease. Fireflies drift near the riverbank, tiny flickers of light moving lazily through the night air. They hover over the surface, their reflections mingling with the stars above. Each glow is soft, brief, yet profound, reminding you that beauty can be quiet. Unnoticed by many, yet full of grace. You float beneath their gentle dance, letting your mind follow each flicker, each shimmer into deeper relaxation. A soft breeze stirs the water, rippling the surface into waves that glitter and fade. The sound is gentle, like a whispered chant, like the soft patter of distant rain. You notice how the river bends and curves in response, flowing around the disturbances with ease. Your own thoughts mirror this movement, flowing around small tensions and letting them dissolve in the current. Above, the sky deepens to a rich, velvety blue. The stars are reflected in the river like scattered lanterns, and the moon hovers low, watching over everything. The light is gentle, neither bright nor harsh, wrapping the world in calm luminescence. You drift along the water, carried by its quiet, eternal rhythm, feeling every ripple ease your mind, soften your chest, and settle your spirit. The river leads you to a wider stretch, where waters merge and flow together in slow, endless harmony. You notice the mingling of currents, the gentle touch of one stream against another. Each touch is soft, unhurried, a reminder that endings and beginnings are intertwined, flowing into each other seamlessly. You float along with this understanding, feeling connected to the quiet vastness of all things. Near the riverbank, small reeds bend in the gentle current. Each stalk moves like a slow, deliberate wave of thought, flexible, yielding, and resilient. You watch them sway, feeling your own body mirror their ease. Each exhale carries away tension. Each inhale draws in calm. You feel your mind and heart blending with the soft cadence of the water, becoming part of its tender motion. A small boat drifts downstream, empty yet perfectly balanced, riding the gentle waves with ease. You imagine stepping inside, feeling the soft wood beneath your hands, the cool water lapping lightly against its sides. The boat carries you without effort, guided by the river's unhurried current. You notice how completely you can rest here, cradled by the motion, by the gentle glow of moonlight, by the tender song of flowing water. The river curves once more, revealing a hidden grove of silver-leaf trees. Their branches dip into the water, creating soft arcs and reflections that shimmer in the moonlight. The entire grove hums with quiet energy, a sacred reminder of the calm within transformation. You float gently past, feeling the cool reflection of leaves on the water, the soft touch of ripples against your skin, and the peace that arises when endings are met with serenity. Let your mind drift onward with the river, carried by its gentle currents and tender song. Feel the soft flow ease every thought. Let every ripple wash away tension, and sense the quiet wisdom of ancient waters guiding you toward deep, restful sleep. The river's lullaby surrounds you, wrapping the world in calm and inviting your spirit to rest fully, cradled by the eternal rhythm of renewal. Now rest as the river flows onward, soft and patient, carrying you gently into the quiet embrace of dreams. Night spreads softly over the hills, and you find yourself approaching a temple long abandoned. Its stone walls rise quietly against the deep velvet sky, worn smooth by centuries of gentle rain and wind. The entrance is open, inviting, and a faint glow of candlelight flickers from within, casting tender shadows along the floor. Each step you take feels cushioned, as if the earth itself is guiding you gently towards stillness. You drift inside. The air is cool, carrying the faint scent of old incense and smooth stone. Every corner of the temple seems to breathe softly, echoing the quiet reverence of those who came long ago. The walls hold stories, whispered by monks and scribes, yet their echoes are gentle, never demanding. They wrap around you like a tender cloak, welcoming the mind to rest, the heart to ease. The floor beneath your feet is worn, polished by countless footsteps that moved with calm, deliberate intention. Candles, few but bright, scatter their soft light across the hall. You notice the way the shadows stretch and fold, forming delicate patterns that dance without urgency. Each flicker of light feels like a slow, meditative breath, syncing with your own rhythm as you drift further into the temple's quiet embrace. In the main hall, stone statues rise like guardians of time. Their expressions are serene, eyes closed or gazing softly downward. You sense their stillness, a profound patience that has endured through centuries. They do not speak, yet their presence is nurturing. Each carved hand, each gentle fold of robes in stone seems to offer a tender message. Endings are natural, endings are gentle, and the world continues in quiet harmony. Somewhere far above, a single candle sways in a faint draft, its light casting long, soft shadows. The movement is hypnotic, a gentle sway that invites you to follow its rhythm with your thoughts. You float alongside the flicker, letting it guide you past stone pillars, worn steps, and alcoves where old manuscripts rest quietly. Each shadowed corner holds a secret, a vision from the past, waiting to soothe rather than startle. In one alcove, a scroll rests on a pedestal, illuminated by the soft glow of candlelight. Its words speak of endings and transformations, of cycles that fold seamlessly into one another. The letters seem to hum softly, vibrating with the energy of calm understanding. You feel each phrase like a gentle wave, easing the mind, softening the chest, and carrying away tensions that linger too long. The temple is filled with subtle sounds, a distant drip of water, the faint rustle of wind through open windows, the gentle creak of a wooden door far away. These noises are not loud, not startling. They are quiet companions, part of the slow cadence that fills the space. You listen and drift with them, each sound a lullaby, each echo a tender guide deeper into relaxation. The walls of the temple are etched with symbols, faint carvings that catch the candlelight and shimmer softly. You trace their lines with your mind, noticing the way each curve and swirl seems alive, as if holding a story for anyone who moves quietly enough to see it. These symbols are not demands for understanding. They are gentle invitations to breathe, to notice, to rest in the soft rhythm of the sacred space. A faint breeze moves through a side doorway, carrying the delicate fragrance of night flowers from outside. The air brushes against your cheeks, blending with the warmth of the candlelight and the cool touch of stone. You feel yourself floating in this mixture of textures and scents, each element cradling you, helping your thoughts soften, helping your body release tension. Near the altar, a small pool of water glimmers in the candlelight. You approach it and see your reflection, calm and serene. The water does not ripple with urgency. It moves with ease, carrying faint reflections of stone and shadow. You imagine the pool as a mirror of your inner self, showing not worry or unrest, but quiet presence. You float alongside this reflection, feeling each ripple wash through your mind with ease and gentle clarity. Somewhere deep within the temple, a bell tolls softly. Its sound vibrates through the stone, low and tender. You notice how it fills the air without hurry, each resonance fading slowly, leaving a calm space behind. It is a soft marker of time passing, a reminder that life continues gently, and that all endings are part of a larger, tender rhythm. Along the corridors, niches hold small statues and offerings. Each object carries a quiet story, a memory of devotion or reflection. You pass slowly, noticing the soft shadows they cast, the warmth of the candlelight flickering across delicate surfaces. There is no pressure here, no hurry. The temple exists to hold space, to allow the spirit to rest, and to feel the calm weight of centuries gently pressing in protective embrace. The ceiling arches high above, traced with soft patterns that shimmer faintly in the candlelight. The shadows move like slow clouds, folding and unfolding, a dance that asks nothing of you except quiet observation. You float beneath this dance, weightless, your mind settling into the soft cadence of light and shadow. Each inhale draws calm, each exhale releases worry. A small doorway leads you into a side garden, tucked away behind the stone walls. Moonlight glimmers on the petals of night-blooming flowers. Their scent is delicate, sweet, and tender. You step lightly among them, feeling the softness of the earth beneath your feet and the gentle coolness of the night air. Each breath here carries you deeper into the temple's quiet magic, where endings and beginnings meet softly, without demand or alarm. The whispers of the past are present here, but they are gentle. They float through the halls and courtyards, carried by faint drafts, soft echoes, and candlelight. You hear the stories of visions long ago, prophets and monks who observed the world's changes without fear, who recorded their understanding in careful, deliberate strokes. You let these whispers drift through you, settling your mind, comforting your heart, guiding you toward calm. The temple seems alive in tender ways. The stone hums softly under your touch. The air carries the faint memory of long-extinguished fires. Shadows and light intertwine in gentle patterns across walls and floors. You notice each detail, not with curiosity that demands, but with quiet awareness that softens, eases, and releases. You pause in the main hall once more, noticing how the soft candlelight bathes everything in gentle warmth. The statues, the stone, the distant reflections of moonlight all come together in a harmonious hush. You float in this quiet space, every breath drawing in peace, every exhale releasing lingering tension. The temple holds you, offering its centuries of stillness as a gentle companion to your spirit. Let your mind drift with the echoes of whispered visions. Let the cool stone, the faint candlelight, and the soft patterns of shadow and reflection carry you deeper into relaxation. Every step, every breath, every flicker of light reminds you that endings can be tender, that the world moves in quiet rhythms, and that your spirit is cradled within this gentle flow. Now rest, as the temples of silence watch over you, their soft stone and candlelight carrying whispers of peace. Sleep comes easily, slow and deep, as the quiet of sacred halls enfolds you in its calm embrace, and the night hums its gentle lullaby until morning begins anew. Night wraps the land in a soft, dark veil, and you find yourself in a quiet chamber lined with ancient scrolls and worn manuscripts. The air is cool and still, carrying faint scents of old ink, parchment, and gentle incense. A single candle flickers near the center of the room, casting a tender glow that dances across the walls. You float softly into this space, feeling the calm hush of centuries settling around you. The manuscripts hold the dreams of visionaries, minds attuned to quiet rhythms beyond the ordinary. Their thoughts, recorded long ago, drift through the air like soft clouds. You notice how each word curls gently upon itself, like smoke from a candle, carrying not urgency but contemplative calm. The prophecies within are not harsh or frightening. They unfold slowly, like a river's current, guiding the spirit toward understanding and peace. You imagine the dreamers themselves, sitting quietly in candlelit rooms, gazing through windows at moonlit fields or starlit rivers. Their minds travel to distant horizons, sensing subtle shifts in the world. You drift alongside them, weightless, following the tender path of their thoughts as they rise and fall like clouds in a soft sky. Each vision is gentle, contemplative, inviting you to move with it without effort, without fear. The candlelight flickers, revealing sketches of distant lands, mountains, and cities. Each drawing seems to breathe with the quiet awareness of the dreamer. You notice the curves of hills, the shapes of rivers, and the soft patterns of clouds, all captured with patience and care. You drift closer, letting your mind trace each line, absorbing the calm reflection that shaped the hand which drew it. Outside, a soft wind murmurs through the trees, carrying faint sounds of night birds and rustling leaves. Their song blends with the quiet hum of the manuscripts, creating a gentle harmony. You follow this rhythm, allowing your thoughts to float in time with the soft cadence of nature and imagination. Every breath becomes slower, every heartbeat aligning with the tender pulse of dream and earth. Some prophecies speak of change, of endings and beginnings, yet their words are soft, unhurried. You feel the gentle sway of each sentence, like reeds bending in a quiet stream. The dreamers speak not with urgency, but with contemplation, showing that transformation can be gentle, inevitable, and even comforting. You drift with their visions, letting them wash over you, each thought like a warm tide easing into still waters. The room seems to expand as you float, the walls melting away into soft starlight. Clouds of thought rise from the scrolls, forming shapes that echo distant mountains, rivers, and quiet villages. You drift through these visions, weightless, exploring without need or pressure. Each cloud carries a tender whisper of understanding, an invitation to rest fully in the calm awareness of the dreamer's minds. In the distance, Faint drums sound, slow and rhythmic, like the heartbeat of the night itself. They mark time gently without hurry, encouraging you to breathe in sync with their pulse. You notice how the candlelight flickers in tandem, shadows folding and unfolding softly along the walls. Every movement, every breath, every heartbeat feels like part of a slow, serene dance. You imagine the dreamers gazing at distant horizons, sensing currents of change in the world. Their visions float like clouds, soft and contemplative, sometimes dark, sometimes bright, always moving gently. You drift alongside these images, letting the mind explore without concern, letting the heart absorb the quiet lessons within each tender unfolding. The manuscripts contain sketches of celestial alignments, stars and moons marking moments of subtle transformation. You float through these constellations, noticing how each pattern forms a gentle rhythm across the sky. Every alignment, every light, every shadow is soft and tender, guiding your spirit without force, encouraging a slow, meditative flow of awareness. Occasionally, a scroll reveals a small figure, a scribe or mystic, seated beneath a tree or beside a quiet stream. You imagine their soft breathing, their calm hands moving over parchment and their eyes tracing patterns in the night sky. Their presence is peaceful, and you feel it ripple outward, touching your mind, your body, your awareness. You drift gently with them, carried by their serene rhythm. Some visions show distant lands in quiet transformation, forests growing and folding, rivers bending slowly, mountains eroding into soft valleys. These changes are neither harsh nor abrupt. They move with patience, unfolding in quiet harmony with the world around them. You float alongside, noticing the beauty of endings that carry beginnings, of moments that fold into one another softly, tenderly, without urgency. The candlelight flickers and dances, revealing more prophecies, more dreams of faraway places. You see gentle storms rolling across plains, soft fires warming valleys, rivers rising and receding in delicate patterns. Each vision is not meant to startle, but to teach the tender balance of endings and beginnings, the quiet rhythm of change. You drift with them, letting your mind float, soft and calm. Outside, the moon rises higher, casting silvery light into the chamber. It illuminates the manuscripts, the dreamer's sketches, the soft dust floating through the air. Each speck seems to carry a tiny echo of the visions within the scrolls. You float among them, weightless, breathing slowly, your mind tracing the soft paths of thought and imagination. Every detail becomes a lullaby, every shadow a gentle guide into deeper rest. The prophecies rise like clouds toward the ceiling, merging into a vast, soft expanse of thought and dream. You drift through this space, feeling your body and mind soften with each gentle current. The dreamer's visions are not burdens, not warnings. They are whispers of awareness, tender guides inviting you to rest, to float, to breathe in calm understanding. In this quiet chamber, the night is eternal, yet tender. The candle burns softly, the wind carries faint echoes of the world beyond, and the scrolls breathe their quiet messages into your mind. You feel connected to the dreamers, to their visions, to the gentle unfolding of time itself. You drift freely, carried by the soft rhythm of prophecy, imagination, and patient observation. Let your mind settle with the dreamers, floating among clouds of quiet visions. Feel each breath ease the chest, each heartbeat align with the gentle pulse of the night, and each thought soften in the presence of tender foresight. The room, the manuscripts, the candlelight, and the starlit sky cradle your spirit in gentle harmony. Now rest as the dreamers of doom drift softly through their visions, and you drift with them, weightless and serene. Sleep comes easily, slow and deep, carried by whispers of quiet prophecy, until the night holds you fully in its calm embrace. Twilight descends slowly, folding the world in soft, muted colors. You find yourself walking along a quiet path, where the air carries the cool hush of evening. The sun has dipped below the horizon, leaving gentle streaks of violet and gold that blend with the deepening blue of the night sky. Shadows stretch across the land, but they are not sharp or frightening. They are soft, like velvet, wrapping the world in quiet reflection. You drift along this path, noticing the gentle sway of tall grasses beside you. Their tips brush softly against each other, creating a subtle whispered sound that seems almost like a lullaby. The silence is not empty. It is filled with calm observation, a quiet invitation to pause, breathe, and simply be. The world here moves slowly, each moment lingering, like a slow exhale in the cool evening air. In the distance, the first stars begin to appear, faint pinpricks of light that shimmer through the twilight. They are tender and small, guiding your gaze upward, encouraging your thoughts to soften. Each star feels like a distant memory, a quiet spark that glows without demand. You float beneath them, weightless, letting your mind drift along their subtle paths, carried by the calm rhythm of night. The shadows around you deepen gently, forming soft folds and veils across the landscape. You notice how they bend around trees, dip into valleys, and curve along hillsides. They move like slow rivers of darkness, calm and tender, never harsh or abrupt. Each veil invites contemplation, encouraging a gentle awareness of endings, of cycles, of quiet transformations that are part of life's natural flow. Soft wind stirs the air, carrying faint scents of earth, leaves, and evening blooms. You feel it brush lightly against your skin, cooling and calming, guiding your breath into a slower, deeper rhythm. The veils of shadow around you respond to this wind, shifting and rippling, wrapping the world in a tender embrace. You float through this space, weightless and serene, noticing the subtle harmonies of light and dark. A distant river glimmers faintly beneath the twilight, its surface smooth and reflective. You move closer, watching as the water mirrors the soft veils of shadow and the first twinkles of starlight. The river flows gently, carrying the quiet echoes of the world in its currents. You imagine it as a bridge between moments, a tender reminder that endings fold seamlessly into beginnings, and that transformation can be soft, gradual, and soothing. Along the riverbank, soft reeds bend in the breeze, brushing against each other in delicate rhythm. Their whispers mingle with the quiet flow of water, creating a serene melody. You drift alongside them, feeling your mind settle with every subtle sound. The shadows and light, the wind and water, move together in harmony, teaching the body and spirit to rest within the gentle cadence of the night. Above, a crescent moon rises slowly, casting a silvery glow over the land. Its light filters through the veils of twilight, painting the shadows with soft, reflective patterns. You notice how the moon's glow shifts with the movement of clouds, gentle and transient, reminding you that all moments are temporary and tender. You float beneath this light, letting your thoughts unfold as slowly and softly as the shadows themselves. In the distance, a small grove of trees sways in slow rhythm. Their leaves rustle gently, and you hear the faint hum of nocturnal life, a quiet cricket, a distant owl, the soft flutter of wings. These sounds are calm companions, each one part of a larger symphony of shadow and night. You allow yourself to follow their rhythm, feeling your body soften, your chest release tension, and your mind sink deeper into serenity. The veils of shadow seem to ripple across the land, folding over hills, dipping into valleys, and curving along the river. You drift among them, noticing how darkness can feel tender rather than harsh. Each shadow holds a quiet lesson. Endings do not need to be sudden or alarming. Change can move gently, and rest can be found within the folds of transition. You float with this understanding, your thoughts light, your spirit calm. A gentle mist rises from the river, wrapping the grove and the path in soft, cool tendrils. The mist carries the faint scent of flowers and earth, and you feel it brush lightly across your skin, comforting and tender. It mingles with the veils of shadow, creating a landscape that is both mysterious and safe. You drift through this space, every inhalation filling you with calm, every exhale releasing lingering worry. Along the path, small lanterns flicker faintly, their soft light mingling with the shadows. They cast gentle reflections on the mist, creating a dreamlike landscape of glowing patterns and tender darkness. You notice the interplay of light and shadow, seeing that even within endings there is guidance, even within uncertainty there is gentle illumination. You float beside these lanterns, letting their calm radiance guide your mind toward peaceful rest. The trees' branches reach gracefully into the sky, their silhouettes soft and tender against the deepening night. You imagine the shadows as protective veils, wrapping the land in quiet, gentle understanding. Each fold of darkness feels like a soft exhale, carrying the weight of the day into the calm of evening. You drift beneath these branches, noticing how the shadows bend and stretch without harm, creating spaces for contemplation, for reflection, for inner peace. A distant bell tolls softly, its sound deep and resonant, yet gentle enough to ease rather than stir. The note travels slowly across the veiled landscape, merging with the rustle of leaves and the flow of the river. You follow its vibration with your mind, letting each soft resonance sink into your chest, relaxing muscles, softening thoughts, and encouraging your spirit to rest fully in the quiet night. Soft clouds drift across the sky, their shapes blending seamlessly with the veils of shadow. They move slowly, weightless, folding into one another and stretching across the moonlight. You float beneath them, noticing how they transform and shift without urgency. Each movement is tender, a gentle reminder that endings, beginnings, and transitions can unfold softly, in harmony with the rhythm of the world. The path you walk leads you to a small hill overlooking the river. From here, you see the gentle expanse of twilight veils stretching into the distance. The shadows, the moonlight, the mist, and the soft glow of lanterns form a serene tapestry. You rest here, letting your mind drift with the patterns of light and dark, the ebb and flow of night, and the tender whispers of veiled change. Let your thoughts fold gently into the calm rhythm of shadows. Let each breath, slow and soft, carry your mind farther into serenity. Feel the quiet presence of the night, the tender guidance of twilight, and the gentle embrace of veils that teach reflection and understanding. Every ripple of wind, every flicker of light, every soft shadow carries you deeper into peaceful rest. Now drift onward, as the veils of shadow fold softly around you. Sleep comes gently, slow and deep, cradled by the tender hush of twilight, until the night holds you fully in its calm and quiet embrace. The night sky stretches above like a vast, velvet blanket, soft and infinite. You float beneath it, feeling the cool hush of evening settling around you. The air is gentle, carrying faint scents of night flowers and distant pine. Stars begin to shimmer faintly, their light tender and serene, casting a silver glow over hills, rivers, and silent groves. You drift into this quiet space, as if weightless, as if the world itself exhales slowly in preparation for rest. Across this sky, visions of celestial movements unfold. You see the heavens in motion, planets circling gently, constellations shifting with patient grace. There is no urgency, no harsh clash, only a quiet balancing of cosmic energies, soft and deliberate. These movements feel like a lullaby, each star humming a gentle note of harmony, reminding you that change can be calm and even endings can carry peace. You notice the soft arcs of shooting stars, fleeting and tender, passing silently through the night. They leave faint trails of light, like whispered messages from the cosmos, telling stories of balance and renewal. You drift alongside these luminous paths, your mind floating lightly with each glow, absorbing the quiet rhythm of celestial motion. Each flicker, each shimmer is like a soft pulse of the universe, steady and comforting. Below, the earth mirrors the calm above. Rivers reflect the starlight, smooth and slow, bending gently through quiet valleys. Forests breathe in soft patterns, their leaves brushing against one another in delicate harmony. Even the wind moves tenderly, carrying whispers of the celestial dances overhead. You float between sky and earth, weightless, carried by the serene currents of night. Some stars form gentle alignments, subtle geometries that shift slowly over time. You watch their slow rotations, feeling the calm balance that permeates the heavens. These patterns are like quiet instructions, teaching patience, reminding you that every movement, every rise and fall, is part of a larger, tender rhythm. You drift alongside these alignments, letting your thoughts soften and lengthen like a deep, easy sigh. Across the horizon, distant clouds glide silently, tinted with silver from the moon's soft light. They fold and stretch, forming gentle curtains that divide the sky into quiet spaces. You imagine the clouds as veils between worlds, between thoughts and dreams, carrying messages of harmony and subtle change. Each movement is deliberate yet soft, a gentle dance that lulls the mind toward rest. The hum of stars grows faintly, a low, comforting vibration that fills the still night. It resonates like a distant drum, slow and steady, syncing with your breathing. In this vibration, you feel the quiet pulse of cosmic balance, neither fierce nor alarming. It flows gently through your chest and into your limbs, softening tension, lengthening thoughts, and easing every corner of your awareness into calm. Across this celestial landscape, you notice faint, swirling energies, colors that move like liquid across the dark sky. Soft blues and gentle golds intermingle, forming slow patterns of ebb and flow. These are not storms, not conflicts. They are tender movements of balance, the universe arranging itself with quiet grace. You float within these streams of color, letting your mind drift with their soft rhythms, weightless and serene. A crescent moon rises slowly, casting silver light across rivers, hills, and distant valleys. Its glow reflects off clouds and glimmers on the tips of leaves. You feel the moon's calm touch on your skin, a gentle warmth that guides you further into rest. The stars continue their subtle dance, their light harmonizing with the moon, creating a symphony of soft luminescence that carries your mind gently towards sleep. Below the heavens, distant mountains hold shadows and light in delicate balance. The soft silver of starlight traces their ridges, while valleys remain dark, folded into the night. You drift across this landscape in spirit, noticing how every rise and fall, every shadow and glow, moves in quiet equilibrium. Each movement mirrors the celestial harmonies above, teaching that even change can be gentle, and even endings can bring calm. Occasionally, a comet sweeps across the sky, leaving a faint, glowing trail. Its path is slow, deliberate, a soft reminder of motion and transformation in harmony with the larger universe. You follow it with your mind, letting your thoughts glide along the comet's gentle arc. Each flicker of light carries a sense of continuity, a tender reassurance that all movement is part of a serene, cosmic rhythm. The stars hum their lullabies more clearly now, a gentle chorus that drifts across the night. You notice the subtle variations in pitch, like a soft weaving of notes that rise and fall in harmony. These sounds are not loud or insistent. They are tender reminders of balance, of order, of quiet understanding. You float within the melody, each breath lengthening, each heartbeat syncing with the rhythm of the cosmos. In this soft illumination, you sense the echoes of celestial guardians, invisible yet present, moving gently to preserve harmony. Their presence is quiet, like a soft breeze brushing against your face, or the faint scent of pine and dew. You feel cradled by this care, your mind resting in the understanding that balance endures, and the night holds you safely within its vast, serene embrace. Clouds drift once more across the moon, softening its glow, creating fleeting patterns of light and shadow across the landscape. You imagine each pattern as a gentle story, a quiet parable of harmony and transformation. You drift through these images, letting the mind follow without concern, noticing only the calm flow of energy and the tender hum of celestial motion above. The rivers below glisten faintly under the reflected starlight, rippling slowly with the rhythm of the night. Leaves brush against one another along their banks, and faint insects hum distant lullabies. You float above this scene, feeling the slow pulse of water and earth in harmony with the heavens. Every detail, every flicker, every ripple carries a soft invitation to rest fully, to drift deeply, to let go of tension. As the night deepens, the stars, moon, and distant clouds move in subtle, gentle choreography. Their slow arcs, quiet gleams, and muted colors form a landscape of calm, a lullaby written across the sky. You float among them, carried by the slow currents of cosmic balance, each breath and heartbeat syncing with the quiet music of the universe. Now let your mind rest fully, as the echoes of celestial war soften into gentle rhythms. The heavens hum lullabies of equilibrium, carrying your spirit through calm night skies. Every star, every shimmer, every soft shift of light and shadow wraps you in gentle care, until sleep holds you tenderly in its embrace, slow, deep, and serene. The desert stretches endlessly beneath a sky tinged with soft twilight, where the sun has just dipped beyond the horizon. You drift through this quiet expanse, the sand beneath your feet cool and gentle, molding softly around each step. The wind carries a tender hum, whispering across dunes like a lullaby, brushing your skin with a calm that invites the mind to settle. Here, in this vast openness, time seems to stretch, slow and weightless, letting every thought drift like a feather. The horizon glows faintly, a gentle gradient of lavender melting into deepening blue. You notice the delicate shimmer of distant sand, catching the last light of day. Each grain feels alive with quiet energy, a tiny spark in a world that moves softly and deliberately. You walk, or perhaps float, across these silent dunes, feeling the desert's embrace. It is a place where endings and beginnings blend seamlessly, where the wind carries away worry and leaves only understanding in its wake. In the heart of the desert, you come across the prophets of old, their forms serene and still. They are not hurried, nor are their visions alarming. They are gentle guides, quietly observing the slow unfolding of time. Their eyes meet the distant horizon, and their thoughts drift with the desert wind. You feel their presence as a soft warmth, a calm reassurance that even when endings come, they arrive gently, like the last rays of twilight melting into night. The prophets speak softly to the wind, letting it carry messages across the vast expanse. Their voices are almost inaudible, mingling with the hum of sand and the soft sigh of the evening breeze. They tell of cycles of change, of moments that pass like shifting dunes, and of renewal that follows every stillness. You listen without strain, letting their quiet words float through your mind like petals on a slow river, each one soft and comforting. Above, the first stars appear, tender and distant, glimmering against the twilight sky. They echo the calm rhythm of the desert below, each flicker a note in a lullaby of balance. You drift beneath them, feeling the stillness of the desert mirrored in the heavens. The prophets watch the stars with gentle attention, as if reading their light to understand the soft unfolding of the world. You follow their gaze, letting your thoughts settle, weightless in the vast tranquility around you. The dunes curve gracefully, their gentle arcs casting muted shadows across the land. You notice how each shadow and each rise of sand forms a quiet pattern, a rhythm of earth and time. The desert moves in its own tender dance, shaped by wind, light, and moon, never hurried, never harsh. You float through these forms, letting their soft lines guide your thoughts into calm, steady breath. The whispers of the prophets mingle with the subtle hum of sand, creating a gentle harmony that cradles your mind. A cool breeze lifts from the distant dunes, carrying the scent of dry earth and soft herbs. You feel it brush against your skin, comforting and steady, like the hand of a gentle guide. The prophets smile faintly as they watch the wind carry their messages, seeing their visions float effortlessly across the desert's expanse. You notice how the wind moves freely, circling dunes, tracing patterns in the sand, and understand that endings, too, can flow in quiet, natural rhythm. A small oasis appears, its water still and reflective beneath the emerging moon. Palms sway softly, their leaves murmuring gentle greetings to the night. You drift closer, noticing the calm ripples on the water's surface, mirroring the sky and stars above. Here in this quiet sanctuary, the desert feels even softer, more protective. The prophets sit near the water, listening to the wind, their presence a tender reminder that even in vast, open spaces, rest and understanding can be found. The sand shimmers faintly under moonlight, soft silver ripples moving with the slow flow of the wind. You notice small creatures of the night stirring gently, moving without alarm, living in rhythm with the quiet pulse of the desert. Each movement is slow, deliberate, and peaceful, teaching that every being, every moment, has its place in the calm cycle of existence. You float through this gentle life, your thoughts sinking deeper into stillness with every whisper of the night. The prophets rise and begin to walk among the dunes, their steps leaving faint, delicate traces in the sand. You follow them in spirit, feeling the soft impression of their journey. Each step, each pause, each gentle gesture carries a lesson of quiet patience, of endings that fold into beginnings, of change that arrives without rush or alarm. The desert itself seems to bend around them, molding its curves to their rhythm, wrapping the night in gentle harmony. Above, the stars wheel slowly, their constellations shifting with imperceptible grace. You drift with them, weightless, noticing the tender arcs of light moving across the vast sky. The prophets watch these movements, reading the patterns without urgency or fear. Each alignment, each shimmer, is a soft echo of balance, a lullaby of the universe that flows across land, sand, and sky. You float within this harmony, letting it guide every breath and soften every thought. The wind lifts the sand in gentle swirls, creating patterns that shimmer under the moonlight. You watch them drift, slow and mesmerizing like fleeting visions of change. The prophets' voices mingle with the rustling of sand, murmuring softly of cycles, of balance, of quiet transformation. You feel their words settle in your mind, each one a gentle invitation to rest, to release worry, and to drift fully into peace. Near the oasis, the water reflects the soft moonlight and distant stars, creating a quiet mirror of sky and land. You float alongside, noticing each ripple as it spreads slowly, carrying the faint shimmer of reflected light. The prophets sit beside the water, serene and calm, letting the night carry their visions outward. You imagine your thoughts floating with them, drifting gently across the desert, carried by wind and starlight, weightless and tender. The desert stretches endlessly in all directions, each dune, each shadow, each ripple of sand moving with quiet grace. The prophets rise once more, walking slowly toward the horizon, their forms soft against the fatting twilight. You follow in spirit, drifting alongside their calm presence, feeling the gentle rhythm of the desert wrap around you. Each step, each whisper of wind, each shimmer of starlight carries you further into quiet reflection, deeper into peaceful rest. The night deepens, folding the desert and sky into a single, infinite expanse of gentle shadows and tender light. You drift within this vast stillness, each breath syncing with the rhythm of the dunes, the wind, and the stars. The prophets' soft guidance lingers in your mind, a quiet reassurance that endings come gently, that transformation flows slowly, and that calm understanding can always be found. Now rest fully as the desert night cradles you. Let the sands carry your thoughts softly, let the wind ease your mind, and let the stars above hum their tender lullaby. Drift onward with the prophets, weightless, calm, and serene, until sleep holds you completely in its quiet, tender embrace. The room of night opens before you, soft and infinite, filled with a quiet glow that is neither harsh nor urgent. Shadows fold gently against one another, and the distant hum of stars vibrates like a slow, tender lullaby. You drift forward, weightless, feeling the soft pull of unseen threads stretching across the dark expanse, glowing faintly like silken strands of silver and gold. Each thread hums with quiet purpose, a gentle rhythm that guides the world in ways unseen, yet softly understood. Above you, the sky stretches like a loom, vast and patient, holding the fabric of destiny. Threads shimmer and weave slowly, crossing and bending, forming patterns of subtle light and quiet meaning. You float alongside them, noticing the careful interlacing, the gentle tug of one thread upon another, each movement slow and deliberate. The loom does not hurry. It flows with the deep, measured patience of the cosmos, each pull and pass a whisper of order, a soft note of balance. You see figures at the loom, prophets and guardians of fate, their hands moving delicately, fingers brushing the threads with quiet reverence. They are calm, serene, observing the pattern of the world with tender care. No hurry moves them, no harsh action disturbs their rhythm. Each thread they touch sends a ripple of gentle understanding, a quiet reassurance that the slow unfolding of life is perfect in its own soft way. You drift among them, floating gently, carried by the rhythmic pulse of creation. The threads bend and sway, crossing one another in intricate patterns. Each intersection is a soft meeting of cause and effect, a delicate balance that maintains harmony without alarm. You watch as the loom's slow rhythm mirrors the subtle movements of your own breathing, each thread vibrating in quiet sync with the gentle rise and fall of your chest. You feel weightless, as if the loom itself cradles you, pulling you deeper into calm reflection, further from worry and rush. Soft lights shimmer along the threads, faint glows of prophecy and understanding. You notice that some threads stretch across vast distances, while others coil in gentle spirals. Yet all move with patient grace, each tug a gentle nudge, never sharp, never jarring. You drift with them, sensing that every small movement contributes to the whole, that endings and beginnings interweave in tender rhythm, and that even the unseen workings of destiny can feel soft and reassuring. A faint breeze carries whispers across the loom, soft as the brush of feathers against skin. These whispers speak of subtle change, of moments that arrive gently, of choices that fold naturally into one another. You float among the murmurs, letting them drift into your thoughts like clouds of light, dissolving worry and carrying quiet understanding. The loom hums with these whispers, each thread vibrating gently, creating a symphony of calm movement and quiet reflection. The loom expands infinitely, stretching across the horizon of night. Stars above twinkle in harmony with the glowing threads, their light bending softly, tracing the gentle curves of fate. You float beneath the weaving, feeling the threads move in slow, delicate arcs. Each motion carries a soft lesson, a tender message that life unfolds in measured rhythm, that every choice, every moment, is part of a vast, serene tapestry that cradles the world in gentle balance. You notice subtle colors appearing along the threads, soft blues, muted golds, and quiet silvers. They weave and mingle slowly, creating patterns that shimmer like distant reflections on calm water. You float through these colors, each one soothing your mind, softening your thoughts and lengthening each breath. The loom moves without haste, the threads crossing in gentle harmony, carrying a soft sense of continuity that invites deep, tender calm. Figures drift among the threads, guiding their motion with light, deliberate touch. Their presence is comforting, like a gentle hand brushing your shoulder or the faint scent of pine carried on a night breeze. You follow their movement in quiet spirit, noting how each tug and fold shapes the subtle rhythm of the world without force, without worry. The loom is alive, yet serene. Its rhythm is a slow heartbeat, steady and tender, inviting your own heartbeat to settle into the same quiet cadence. Below the threads, the ground glows faintly, a soft reflection of the loom above. Hills, rivers, and valleys mirror the weaving, bending gently in the light of destiny. You drift across this mirrored landscape, feeling the pull of threads and stars, sensing the rhythm of existence unfold beneath your awareness. Each hill, each ripple of water, moves in perfect, quiet harmony, folding endings into beginnings, carrying transformation gently, without alarm. The loom hums, a low, soft vibration that resonates through the air and settles into your chest. You feel it in your limbs, softening tension, slowing thought, lengthening breath. Each thread vibrates gently in turn, sending ripples of calm through the space, through the sky, and into your mind. The weaving continues, slow, tender, deliberate, and you drift within it, weightless and safe, your consciousness gently held by the rhythm of fate itself. Faint constellations shimmer through the threads, their stars flickering like distant lanterns. You notice their positions shift subtly as the loom moves, soft arcs crossing and folding, forming patterns that echo the gentle interweaving of the threads. You float alongside them, following the slow, quiet curves, letting their subtle guidance lead your mind into stillness, letting worry and thought dissolve into the soft luminescence of the night. A gentle wind rises, stirring the threads softly, bending them in delicate, invisible arcs. The wind carries whispers of understanding, of moments that fold naturally into one another, of endings that bring gentle beginnings. You drift within this breeze, letting each soft gust move through your mind, each whisper threading peace into your awareness, until your thoughts settle like feathers on still water, calm, light, and serene. The loom stretches farther than you can see, endless and patient, weaving the quiet fabric of the universe. You float through its infinite expanse, noting each subtle movement, each gentle tug, each whispering glow. All is measured, all is deliberate, all is soft. You feel the loom cradle your spirit as it cradles the world, inviting you to relax fully, to float weightless in the gentle harmony, and to let the soft weaving of fate guide you into calm reflection. Now, with each slow movement of the threads and each gentle hum of the loom, you feel your mind release completely. Let the weaving cradle you. Let the colors, the whispers, and the soft rhythm of destiny settle your thoughts. Drift onward with the loom, weightless and serene, until sleep embraces you fully, holding you tenderly in the quiet, infinite care of the universe. A soft hush drifts over the world as you enter a quiet chamber, its walls bathed in gentle shadow. Candles flicker softly along the edges of the room, their flames small yet steady, casting golden light that dances slowly upon stone and wood. The air is warm, faintly scented with the subtle aroma of wax and ancient parchment. You float inward, weightless, drawn by the quiet glow, each step a soft whisper upon the floor, each breath a calm tide that eases your mind. The flickering flames seem to speak in soft rhythms, revealing glimpses of words and shapes in the darkness. Shadows curl around the room like slow-moving dancers, folding over themselves in quiet harmony. The light touches old manuscripts and scrolls, and as you drift closer, you notice symbols carved delicately along their edges. These are not harsh commands, but tender signs of meaning, each curve and line a gentle invitation to understand, to rest in the calm presence of knowledge without worry. A single candle, taller than the rest, glows in the center of the chamber. Its flame dances slowly, swaying in an invisible breeze, illuminating the delicate patterns of the floor. You float nearer, letting the warmth wash over your face like a soft blanket. In its light, words seem to hover, soft and shimmering, almost as if the flame breathes them into existence. Each flicker reveals endings and beginnings folded into one another, quiet prophecies that whisper of change, of cycles turning slowly, and of gentle renewal. The manuscripts around you shift as if alive, their pages curling softly, responding to the light. You see illustrations of rivers winding through serene valleys, stars moving across calm skies, and forests swaying under gentle winds. All these visions are soft and slow, carrying messages not of fear, but of gentle transformation. You feel your body relax further with each flicker, each small movement of light reflecting a rhythm that matches the soft beat of your own heart. Figures appear at the edges of your vision, cloaked in quiet shadow, their faces serene. They move slowly, almost floating, hands brushing over the scrolls with reverence. Their presence is not demanding. It is comforting, like a warm hand resting on your shoulder. They guide the candlelight subtly, tilting flames, adjusting shadows, so that new words and images are revealed softly with care. You float among them, feeling the gentle pull of their calm energy, and let it enter your thoughts like soft water over smooth stones. The light bends upon the walls, stretching long, slow shapes across the chamber. You notice how the shadows curl and fold, forming gentle arches and curves. They speak of endings that are not heavy, of cycles that do not crush, but of transitions that carry a quiet sense of hope. The soft glow shows you that every conclusion is also a beginning, every closed door a threshold leading into warm, serene spaces. You float along these images, letting the soft rhythm of illumination calm each thought. From the tallest candle, tiny sparks occasionally rise, fatting softly into the darkness above. They twinkle like stars fallen from distant skies, carrying the quiet energy of the prophecies into the air. You drift upward slightly, feeling yourself lighter with each flicker, each rising spark lifting a fragment of thought, a whisper of worry, until your mind is a calm pool, reflecting the gentle flame above. Every spark is a tiny note of understanding, a soft lullaby in the quiet chamber. A breeze enters the room through unseen windows, carrying the faint rustle of paper and the soft scent of herbs. The candle flames sway in unison, their movements slow and synchronized, like dancers moving in a quiet, tender ritual. You float among the ribbons of light, watching as they illuminate corners of the room that were hidden before. Each new revelation appears not suddenly, but gently, as if the universe itself takes care to show truths in a soft, measured rhythm, never rushed, never harsh. You notice the manuscripts contain gentle visions of life cycles, rivers that curve slowly into oceans, mountains softened by the passage of time, and stars that rise and set with tender predictability. Each illustration is surrounded by small, delicate inscriptions, words flowing like quiet water, guiding the eye softly along the path of understanding. You drift from one page to another, letting the candlelight reveal these gentle prophecies, feeling the calm they bring settle deep in your mind, like a soft, warm blanket over a tired body. The figures move in patterns that seem like silent music, their hands tracing arcs in the candlelight. You feel the rhythm of their movement, slow and steady, blending with your own breathing. Each tilt of a flame and each fold of a page guides your thoughts to stillness. There is no urgency here, no alarm, only the quiet unfolding of gentle knowledge, whispered into the night by flickering light and shadow. You float in the harmony of the chamber, your mind settling further with each passing moment. From the center candle, a soft glow spreads across the room, touching every corner. Shadows soften further, the manuscripts shimmer faintly, and the air grows warmer, embracing you in a cocoon of quiet understanding. The room itself seems to breathe slowly, a gentle rhythm that matches the slow, lulling heartbeat of the universe. You drift in this light, weightless and safe, letting the soft illumination carry your thoughts into calm reflection, away from worry into peace. Outside the windows, the world is silent, and the night sky stretches endlessly, deep and infinite. The candlelight mirrors the stars above, connecting the chamber to the wider cosmos. Each flicker is a bridge between earth and sky, between quiet prophecies and your own resting mind. You float with them, feeling the tender movement of light guide your awareness, letting each soft glow illuminate gentle truths, each warm shadow teach patience, and each small spark invite calm. The manuscripts now seem to hum softly, their pages vibrating with the quiet energy of understanding. You float from scroll to scroll, watching words shimmer and move in harmony with the candlelight. The prophecies are no longer distant or fearful. They are gentle guides, soft whispers of life's unfolding. You feel a deep connection to the rhythm of their messages, and with each soft hum, your mind drifts further, your body lighter, your spirit embraced by quiet warmth. The figures retreat slowly to the edges of your vision, their hands leaving the scrolls, yet the calm they brought remains. The candle flames flicker gently, now more steady, bathing the chamber in warm, soft light. You float in the center, surrounded by the tender glow, feeling the slow pulse of revelation wrap around you. Each breath carries the memory of the flickering light. Each heartbeat echoes the gentle rhythm of the manuscripts, until your mind is entirely still, your thoughts soft and weightless. The room seems to expand, the walls dissolving into the soft glow, and you sense the quiet infinity of understanding. The candlelight, the flickers, the manuscripts, and the soft figures all fold into one serene presence, a gentle whisper that tells you all is calm, all is safe, and endings carry gentle beginnings. You float in this calm, letting it fill every corner of your awareness, a slow, tender rhythm guiding you toward deep, peaceful rest. And now, as the candles burn softly and the room hums with gentle energy, you feel yourself drifting onward. Carried by the tender light, let the flickers of flame, the whispers of manuscripts, and the slow rhythm of the chamber guide you into stillness. Close your eyes fully, breathe slowly, and sink into the quiet embrace of the night. The prophecies rest beside you, soft and comforting, and you are held gently in their glow. Now rest, as the stars return to their places above, and the candlelight fades into peaceful dreams. The air is soft and warm as you step into a garden where twilight lingers like a tender sigh. The petals of flowers sway gently in a calm breeze, their colors muted by the soft light of a descending sun. The earth under your feet is cool, smooth, and steady, a gentle cradle for your movements. You drift slowly along a winding path, feeling the quiet rhythm of the garden seep into your thoughts, each step a soft pulse, a slow breath. The flowers here are unusual, luminous with an inner glow, yet not harsh or bright. Each bloom seems to carry a memory, a vision of endings and beginnings entwined. You notice petals unfurling softly, revealing subtle shapes and symbols within their folds. Some shimmer with silvery dew, reflecting the soft twilight above, and others glow faintly with hues that remind you of distant stars. Each petal tells a story without words, whispering gently of cycles, transitions, and the quiet wisdom of endings. A gentle stream winds through the garden, its surface smooth and reflective, mirroring the delicate trees above and the soft sky beyond. You float closer, leaning slightly over the water, and notice how ripples spread slowly across the surface when a breeze brushes the leaves. Each ripple carries a gentle lesson, a reminder that even the smallest movement can touch far-reaching places, that endings ripple forward into beginnings. You trace the water with your eyes, letting the motion guide your mind into calm, steady stillness. Soft shadows stretch across the garden, cast by trees whose branches bend like slow, careful dancers. Their leaves are delicate, almost translucent, catching the last light of day and diffusing it softly. The shadows are not dark but soothing, draping the paths in gentle patterns that invite your mind to rest. You drift along these shaded paths, your steps quiet, each breath in harmony with the slow rhythm of the garden. Here, endings are gentle, almost tender, as if the world itself is learning to exhale with care. Amid the flowers, you see blooms shaped like tiny lanterns, their glow steady and serene. They seem to illuminate not just the path, but the mind itself, revealing subtle insights as you drift past. Each lantern petal holds a soft vision of change, a leaf falling, a seed emerging, a blossom wilting only to nourish new growth. You float from one to another, letting each image settle softly in your thoughts. There is no hurry here, no pressure, only quiet reflection, a gentle invitation to accept the rhythm of life. Birds move silently through the garden, their wings brushing the air with the gentlest whisper. They do not startle, they glide with slow, graceful arcs, their presence a soothing punctuation in the space. Their feathers catch the fading light, glinting faintly, carrying soft messages of transition. You watch them drift from branch to branch, from flower to flower, and feel your mind echo their calm. Each wingbeat is a soft pulse, reminding you that motion and stillness exist together, each complementing the other in quiet balance. A fountain rises in the center of the garden, its waters cascading slowly, producing a gentle, continuous hum. The sound is low, like a whispered chant, steady and reassuring. You float nearer, letting the spray touch your skin lightly, cool and soft, carrying a subtle scent of minerals and earth. Each droplet seems to carry a tiny fragment of the garden's wisdom. Endings are natural, endings are gentle, endings are part of the ongoing dance. You feel your thoughts begin to settle, like sediment at the bottom of a still pond, clear and calm. Flowers around the fountain shift slightly, as though aware of your presence. Petals lean toward you in subtle arcs, their glow intensifying just a little, enough to reveal delicate veins and patterns. Some petals bear soft impressions, symbols of quiet endings and tender beginnings intertwined. You drift among them, tracing each line with your gaze, letting each curve and hue guide your breathing slower, deeper. The garden does not rush. It only breathes softly with you, a companion in the quiet passage of time. Paths of moss wind between trees and blossoms, soft underfoot, cushioning your weight. Tiny insects hum faintly among the petals, their sound barely audible, more like the gentle heartbeat of the garden itself. You drift along these mossy ways, feeling the soft earth and the low hum sync with your own pulse. Each step, each breath deepens your calm. Here, endings are not harsh or sorrowful. They are serene transitions, gentle rhythms in the continuous song of life. You come upon a small alcove, shaded and quiet, where flowers bloom in concentric circles around a stone basin. Water trickles softly from the center, producing a delicate melody that fills the space. The petals reflect the soft candlelight of lantern flowers, glowing faintly in the dimness. You float closer, feeling the gentle pull of the water, the soft energy of the blooms, the quiet hum of life's rhythm. Each element whispers softly. Endings are not loss. Endings are transformation, tender and inevitable. In the corners of the garden, soft mists rise from low-lying flowers, curling lazily in the air. They diffuse the light, creating gentle halos around petals and leaves. You float through this mist, each step cushioned by its ethereal presence. Every movement, every inhalation is accompanied by the soft scent of blossoms and earth. The mists carry faint, fleeting visions. Petals falling, seeds spreading, roots deepening. You watch without thought, letting the images sink softly into your mind, calm and undisturbed. The evening sky above the garden deepens to gentle shades of indigo and violet. Stars begin to glimmer faintly, reflected in the streams and fountains below. The garden seems to mirror the sky, petals catching starlight in quiet, subtle twinkles. You drift upward slightly, feeling weightless among the blooms and shadows. Each flower a gentle reminder that endings are natural, beautiful, and serene. The stars themselves seem to hum lullabies of acceptance and peace, echoing softly in your mind. As the garden grows quieter, the flowers and trees bend slightly in unison, as if sighing softly into the night. The fountains and streams hum a steady, low melody, carrying gentle vibrations through the soft earth. You float among these elements, your thoughts slowing, your body lighter, your mind softened. Each breath in the garden becomes slower, each exhale a gentle wave, washing over you, bringing calm, bringing peace, bringing rest. You notice petals falling softly from the taller blooms, drifting slowly to the ground. Their movement is almost imperceptible, graceful as a gentle breeze over still water. Each petal carries a message. Endings are gentle, endings are natural, endings make space for new life. You float among the falling petals, letting them brush past you without thought, absorbing the rhythm of their gentle descent. Your mind drifts further into serenity, your body resting in the quiet embrace of the garden. The garden itself seems to breathe with you now, each flower, each stream, each blade of grass moving in slow, deliberate harmony. Shadows shift softly, petals glow faintly, and the gentle hum of water and earth fills the space. You feel a deep calm spreading through your body, settling in your chest, your shoulders, your hands. Each step, each breath, each heartbeat resonates with the tender rhythm of the garden until all tension drifts away, leaving only peace. In the final alcove of the garden, you find a small bench, surrounded by lantern flowers and soft, blooming vines. You float to it, settling gently onto its surface. The flowers lean slightly toward you, their glow soft and steady as if offering comfort. The air is warm, scented with earth and gentle blossoms. You close your eyes, letting the garden's calm settle fully around you, feeling the cycle of endings and beginnings as a tender, natural pulse. You drift with it, weightless, serene, and fully at peace. Now, as the twilight deepens and the stars above twinkle gently in reflection upon petals and streams, let the garden cradle you completely. Let the flowers, the water, and the gentle hum of the earth guide your thoughts into stillness. Let the cycles of endings and beginnings fold softly around your mind. Drift fully into rest, carried on the quiet rhythm of blooms, mists, and gentle waters. Let us drift onward. Now rest, as the stars return, and the garden's gentle lessons linger softly in your dreams. The air is still and cool as you step onto the first stones of the mountain path. Mist curls gently around the peaks, softening the outlines of cliffs and distant ridges. Each step is quiet, cushioned by moss and worn stone, as though the mountain itself guides your feet with patience. The sky above deepens in gentle shades of twilight, and the light drifts across the rocks in warm, muted hues. You breathe in slowly, feeling the thin, soothing air fill your chest, a calm rhythm that matches the slow ascent of the path. As you climb higher, the garden of trees thins, replaced by ancient stones carved with faint markings. The wind whispers through these rocks, carrying soft echoes of seers, voices long past. Their words are not loud, not commanding. They float like gentle breaths across time, touching the edges of your mind, inviting reflection. You pause at a wide ledge, the valley below stretching in quiet expanse. Clouds drift slowly among peaks, and you notice how the sunlight mingles with their soft edges, as if the sky itself is resting. You continue upward, guided by the natural rhythm of the mountain. The path winds gently, sometimes narrow, sometimes open to the soft expanse of the world beyond. Here, the silence is not empty but full of quiet life. The distant rustle of wind in rocks, the soft brush of tiny birds along the ledge, the distant hum of unseen streams. Each sound blends with your own breathing, a subtle reminder of continuity, of time flowing gently like water over stones. Along the ridge, you find pools of still water resting in stone basins. Their surfaces mirror the pale sky, reflecting clouds, cliffs, and the faint glow of evening stars. You kneel beside one, watching the surface ripple softly as the wind brushes past. Each ripple carries faint visions, soft fragments of the mountain's memory, moments of ancient contemplation, the quiet gaze of seers who once rested here. Their eyes were not filled with urgency, only gentle curiosity, seeing the passage of life unfold like soft threads in the wind. The mountain air is thin but refreshing, carrying the subtle scent of stone, lichen, and high blossoms that grow stubbornly in crags and crevices. You inhale slowly, letting the scent fill your mind with calm. Each breath brings the quiet pulse of the mountain into your chest, easing thought after thought, letting the restless currents of the day settle like sediment. The ascent is slow, deliberate, and each step seems to echo the slow heartbeat of the earth itself, a rhythm older than memory, softer than time. You pass stones carved with faint symbols, spirals, circles, delicate lines that twist and turn with quiet purpose. These markings speak not in words but in feeling, inviting reflection. You trace them gently with your eyes, letting the curves guide your attention inward. Each symbol seems to pulse softly, as though the mountain itself remembers the visions of those who climbed here before, the seers who sat on these ledges and contemplated the world's unfolding. Their insight is not a burden but a gentle embrace, softening the mind, easing it into a slower rhythm. High above, the sky deepens into lavender and indigo. Stars begin to glimmer faintly, like tiny lanterns scattered across velvet. You pause, letting the cool wind brush past your cheeks, letting your eyes follow the stars as they shimmer above peaks and ridges. Each twinkle is a quiet signal, a reminder that even in vastness, everything moves with calm purpose. The mountain and sky, stone and wind, all seem to breathe together, each exhale a lullaby for the mind, each pulse a soft reminder of gentle continuity. You come to a small plateau where ancient stone seats are carved into the rock. You settle into one, feeling its firmness support you, grounding you to the mountain. Before you stretches the view of countless peaks, some cloaked in clouds, others catching the last light of day. Here, the mountain is a slow teacher, reminding you that all things unfold in their own time. The ascent, the clouds, the stars, they are all part of a rhythm that carries you gently forward without rush. Around the plateau, tiny flowers cling to cracks in the stone, glowing faintly in the dim light. Their colors are muted, soft blues, gentle purples, delicate whites. They sway slightly in the wind as if nodding to the slow passage of time. Each bloom is a reminder of resilience and patience, of endings and beginnings intertwined. You float your gaze among them, letting the gentle motion settle your thoughts. No need for haste, no need for concern. Only the soft rhythm of the mountain, the soft light of evening, and your calm presence within it. Birds glide silently over the ridge, their wings brushing the air with quiet grace. They do not startle. They move in smooth arcs, drifting on currents that carry them effortlessly. Their paths are slow and deliberate, a soft dance above the crags. You watch, letting their effortless movement guide your mind into ease. Each wing beat, each glide is a soft echo of the mountain's own rhythm, reminding you that stillness and motion coexist, that observation and rest are companions. The plateau stretches further, revealing a small grove of twisted ancient trees. Their branches bend toward each other, forming natural arches and alcoves. Beneath their shade, the stone ground is smooth, dotted with patches of soft moss. You drift closer, resting beneath one, feeling its presence, a quiet strength, patient and enduring. The breeze carries whispers of old visions, prophecies of gentle change, endings and renewals flowing softly together. You feel the tree's calm seep into you, grounding your mind in quiet reflection. Nearby, a small stream trickles over stone, winding slowly down the mountainside. Its water is clear, cool, and steady, producing a soft, continuous hum. You kneel beside it, letting your fingers brush the surface, feeling its gentle pulse. Each ripple is a quiet reminder that time moves without hurry, carrying all things in its current. You follow the stream with your gaze, letting it trace the contours of the mountain, its flow teaching patience, resilience, and calm acceptance. As darkness deepens, the stars multiply, casting faint light across the plateau. The mountain seems to glow softly under their gaze, shadows shifting gently over rock and flower. You breathe with the mountain, inhaling the cool night air, exhaling slowly, letting the rhythm of ascent and height settle fully in your chest. Each breath is a slow echo of the ancient peaks, each exhale a gentle release. Here, endings are not abrupt or harsh. They are soft transitions, like clouds drifting across stone, like petals falling gently to the ground. You notice faint carvings in the stone, older than you can imagine, lines worn smooth by centuries of wind and weather. Their meaning is soft, a subtle pattern rather than a message, yet they hum with quiet wisdom. You trace them with your eyes, letting the gentle curves guide your attention inward. Each line is a thread of the past, a record of seers who watched, who waited, who understood the slow unfolding of the world. Their presence is gentle, calming, like a soft hand on your shoulder, reassuring you that all is part of a natural, serene rhythm. The plateau grows quieter, the wind softer, the night air cooler yet comforting. You settle fully, feeling the stone beneath you, the soft touch of moss against your skin. The stars above are steady, the mountains around you enduring, and the flowers near you glow faintly in the moonlight. You close your eyes slightly, letting the mountain cradle you completely. The ascent, the stones, the wind, the water, they all move together in gentle harmony, inviting your mind to rest, your body to soften. With each breath, the mountains teach you patience, the stillness of peaks guiding your thoughts into gentle reflection. Endings are soft here, transitions tender, and each moment is a quiet revelation. You feel the thin, soothing air fill your lungs, slow and deep. The plateau, the ancient stones, the quiet flowers, all hold you in a gentle embrace, a timeless rhythm that carries away worry and tension. You drift with it, weightless and calm, each heartbeat in tune with the mountain's own pulse. Now, as the night deepens and stars shimmer softly, let the mountains of time carry you into rest. Let each peak, each stone, each gentle whisper of wind remind you that all things unfold gently, without hurry or alarm. Drift fully into the rhythm of the mountains, the calm passage of time, and the soft embrace of the world's quiet wisdom. Let us drift onward, now rest, as the stars return and the mountains hum softly in your dreams. The world opens slowly as you drift once more into the dream space. Before you stretches a wide valley, its shape softened by mist and twilight. Rivers weave through the land, two in gentle contrast. One glows with a warm amber light, moving slowly, curling like molten gold through the rocks. The other glimmers like silver blue glass, ice cold yet still, carrying calm in its clear, still current. You float above them, feeling their presence like soft breaths brushing past your skin. Each river carries a story, each current a gentle pulse of the world's quiet rhythm. The river of fire flows steadily, its warmth caressing the air. Flames rise softly from its surface, flickering like gentle candles, not wild or threatening, only comforting. You notice the light dances along the stones, painting them in muted shades of amber and rose. The warmth hugs your shoulders, the subtle heat easing tension from your chest, your arms, your mind. You feel as if the river itself is whispering calm, a slow hum that travels through every cell of your body. Alongside it, the river of ice moves silently, serene and deliberate. Its waters are smooth, reflecting the soft twilight sky, dotted with distant stars that shimmer like quiet lanterns. You trace the surface with your gaze, noticing the delicate patterns of frost that shift and change with the flow. The cold is not sharp or harsh. It is soothing, a gentle balm for any lingering worry or unrest. Each ripple carries a slow, cooling rhythm, as if the river is cradling your thoughts, letting them drift away with effortless ease. You float closer to the river's meeting point, where fire and ice converge in quiet harmony. They touch but do not clash. Steam rises softly, curling into the air in gentle, slow-moving spirals. Here, the contrasts are not conflicts, they are companions, each balancing the other. You sense how warmth and coolness, motion and stillness can exist together in serene accord. The rivers teach patience, showing that even opposing forces can move with grace, that every element has its place in the quiet order of the world. Along the banks, smooth stones are scattered, warmed by the fire, cooled by the ice. You kneel to touch one, feeling its dual nature beneath your fingers, the gentle heat on one side, the soft chill on the other. It is a reminder that balance is not found in sameness but in harmony. The rivers hum this lesson softly into your mind, their voices unhurried, each syllable a slow exhale. You breathe in, letting the rhythm of fire and ice seep into your chest, filling your body with calm, steady energy. The air carries faint scents, the dry warmth of flame, the crisp freshness of ice, mingling in subtle layers. Each breath draws the contrasts together, embedding their peaceful dialogue deep in your being. You close your eyes briefly, letting the river's gentle murmur become the center of your awareness. The fire does not burn too strongly. The ice does not bite too sharply. Together, they form a lullaby, a quiet melody that travels along the currents of the valley, through stone and mist, into your mind. Above the rivers, the sky deepens into soft indigo. Distant clouds float lazily, tinged with pale rose and silver blue light from the merging rivers below. Their movement is slow and deliberate, stretching across the heavens like a calm brushstroke. You drift among them, weightless and serene, letting the contrasts below guide your inner rhythm. Thoughts settle like leaves floating to the surface of the rivers, each one carried gently away, dissolving in warmth and coolness alike. Occasionally, small birds appear above the rivers, moving in soft arcs, their feathers catching the gentle glow of fire and ice. They do not chirp loudly. Their songs are tiny, delicate, blending seamlessly with the river's hum. You watch their effortless glide, feeling your body mirror their calm motion. Each wing beat, each turn becomes a gentle echo in your mind, a rhythm of ease and quiet. You float alongside them, carried gently by the invisible currents of air and light. The riverbanks rise slowly into gentle cliffs, dotted with patches of moss and delicate flowers. Some bloom in the warmth of fire, their petals a muted amber, others open toward the ice, glowing faintly in pale blue. Each flower sways with the air, a subtle natural movement that mirrors the river's flow. You drift closer, noticing their fragile beauty, each petal a quiet symbol of calm endings and gentle beginnings. They do not shout or demand. They simply exist, a soft reminder that even contrast can be peaceful. As night deepens, firelight and ice light mingle on the stones, casting soft reflections on your skin and the surrounding mist. The river of fire carries its gentle warmth to your shoulders. The river of ice draws a calm chill along your arms. You feel both simultaneously, balanced, embraced, the contrasts forming a soft harmony within. Thoughts that once lingered, restless and uneven, dissolve into the river's gentle motion. Each ripple, each flicker, is a quiet nudge toward ease, a slow exhale for every lingering tension. You notice the distant peaks surrounding the valley, softened by mist and twilight. Some are warm, glowing faintly with firelight. Others shimmer in the reflected ice blue from the rivers below. Together, they create a landscape that is neither harsh nor abrupt, only slow, flowing, and complete. You float among the peaks, observing the world in its calm duality. Every sight and sound works together to lull your mind, teaching that peace does not mean the absence of difference, but the gentle balance of opposites. Occasionally, small pools form where fire and ice meet on the banks. Steam rises lazily from these waters, curling like ribbons into the night air. You reach toward one with your awareness, imagining your thoughts merging into the soft steam, letting them dissolve as the currents take them. Here, endings are tender, beginnings gentle, and every contrast is softened by time and attention. You watch the patterns form, slow and deliberate, a quiet dance of warmth and coolness, of light and shadow. The river's flow continues endlessly, yet you feel no rush. Fire curls along one edge, ice flows along the other, and in between, calm breeze. You float above this convergence, letting the valley, the peaks, and the river's gentle song fill your mind. Each heartbeat aligns with the movement below, a soft, patient rhythm that carries away restlessness, leaving only gentle awareness, soft and complete. Above, the sky deepens further, stars twinkling faintly through the mist and cloud. You notice their reflection in the ice, in the steam, in the slow movement of firelight across the stones. Every star hums softly, a note in the quiet symphony of the valley. You feel your mind harmonize with it, the pulse of fire and ice, of wind and stone, of light and shadow settling gently into your chest. Each breath becomes a soft chord, each heartbeat a note in the lullaby. You drift downward toward the rivers, closer to where fire and ice meet. Here the contrast is most visible, yet calm dominates. Flames flicker gently against sheets of ice, steam rises lazily into the night. Stones and flowers catch the reflected light, glowing faintly, neither hot nor cold, neither bright nor dark. You kneel beside the rivers, touching the water with your hands, feeling warmth and coolness mingle. The sensation is gentle, rhythmic, like a heartbeat shared between two worlds. The valley is quiet now, filled with gentle contrast rather than noise. You breathe slowly, deeply, feeling the dual currents of fire and ice flowing around you, through you, carrying the mind into softness. Thoughts dissolve into the rivers, tensions melt into the warmth or fade into the cold, each finding its proper place. You float fully, weightless and calm, the river's lullaby guiding you deeper into peaceful rest. Above, clouds drift silently across the starry sky. The wind moves softly, carrying the faint scent of fire-warmed stones and ice-cooled air. You feel the gentle tug of both, drawing you into stillness. Nothing demands your attention here. The rivers flow, the valley breathes, the night hums gently, and you are carried with it, supported in every subtle motion. Now, as the night deepens, let the rivers of fire and ice carry you fully into calm. Let the warmth soothe your spirit, the coolness settle your mind, and the gentle contrast teach your thoughts to rest. Each ripple, each flicker, each breath of wind is a soft invitation, drawing you deeper into ease, letting you drift without concern, weightless and serene. Let us drift onward. Now rest, as the rivers hum softly in your dreams, and the fire and ice mingle in quiet harmony. The night opens gently, like a page turning in slow motion. You find yourself walking along a quiet path, lined with ancient stones, softened by moss and time. Above, the sky is deep indigo, dotted with faint stars that shimmer with a gentle light. There is no hurry here, no rush of thought or sound, only a soft hush like the world itself is breathing slowly. You drift along the path, the earth beneath your feet cool and steady, guiding you deeper into stillness. Ahead, a vast courtyard opens, empty but full of presence. The walls of an ancient temple rise on either side, smooth and worn by centuries of wind and rain. Candlelight flickers faintly along the edges, though no one can be seen. The light is soft, warm, and unwavering, casting gentle shadows that move like whispers. You sense something waiting here, not loud or demanding, but patient. It is the quiet music of the silent choir. The choir does not appear in form, yet it is present in every breath of air, in every small sound. Their voices rise in harmony without a word, a music carried in silence. You feel it vibrating through the courtyard, brushing your skin, filling your mind. It is as if every note is a soft sigh, each one a gentle touch, a lullaby that flows without effort. You let yourself become aware of the rhythm, slow and deliberate, like your own heartbeat settling into calm. A light wind stirs through the courtyard, carrying scents of aged wood and distant flowers. The choir moves with it, their melodies invisible yet felt in every sense. They sing not to frighten or alarm, but to cradle and guide. Each silent note wraps around your shoulders like a warm shawl, moving along your arms, chest, and back. You breathe with it, inhaling the quiet music, letting it fill your lungs, your mind, your spirit. You notice the walls of the temple, carved with faint symbols of long-forgotten rituals. Each mark seems alive in the candlelight, as if responding to the choir's silent song. You step closer, fingers brushing the cool stone, feeling a subtle vibration, like the soft hum of 1,000 tiny voices. The carvings tell stories, not with words but with gentle presence, tales of endings that are tender, of transitions that flow without fear. You feel them in your mind, soft impressions that melt away any lingering tension. Above, the stars pulse faintly in rhythm with the choir. Each blink is a note, each shimmer a breath. You float above the courtyard now, weightless, drifting among the silent harmonies. You notice distant clouds, soft and slow-moving, reflecting faint silver candlelight. They glide across the sky like floating whispers, carrying the choir's melody across time and space. You realize that silence itself can be music, that stillness can sing, that the quiet can cradle the soul. Small creatures stir at the edges of the courtyard, bats and birds moving with gentle grace, neither startled nor rushing. Their wings beat in slow arcs, perfectly synchronized with the choir's subtle rhythm. You watch their motion, allowing your body to mirror their calm, effortless glide. Every movement, every breath, every heartbeat becomes part of the choir, part of the gentle music that fills the night. The path leads you to a stone fountain, long, dry, yet shimmering in the candlelight. Here, the choir's presence feels strongest. You kneel beside the fountain, placing your hands upon the cool stone, feeling its smooth surface vibrate slightly with the quiet song. The fountain becomes a mirror of the music, reflecting not light, but the soft essence of sound made invisible. You close your eyes, letting the sensation envelop you. Each vibration moves slowly through your arms, your shoulders, and into your chest. You breathe in the silence, letting it harmonize with your heartbeat. From the shadows, faint glimmers of movement appear. Figures, perhaps cloaked in time itself, glide silently through the courtyard. They sing without sound, their gestures creating waves of calm that ripple outward. You feel these waves touch your mind gently, smoothing rough edges of thought, releasing any tension you may hold. Their song is not urgent. It does not demand attention. Instead, it wraps around you like a soft blanket, guiding you into quiet reflection. The candlelight flickers gently, painting the walls with slow-moving shadows. The choir responds, the silent melody rising in gentle crescendos and decrescendos, like waves lapping softly on a distant shore. You float beside the fountain, letting each soft swell and retreat of music carry your thoughts into calm, letting every exhale become lighter, more effortless. The courtyard feels suspended in time, a space where endings are tender, transitions are natural, and peace is the only language spoken. The temple doors open without sound, inviting you to enter. You step inside, noticing the interior is vast yet intimate. Stone columns rise like gentle arms, holding up the soft, vaulted ceiling. Candles are set along every ledge, their flames flickering in subtle choreography. The choir flows through this space too, rising and falling like invisible currents. You walk slowly, aware of each step, feeling the stone beneath your feet hum softly in response. Here, the choir's music is closer, intimate, surrounding you from every direction. You sense that the voices are ancient, from those who watched the world change long ago, speaking of endings that were always gentle, of cycles that never forced pain. You sit on the smooth stone floor, letting the quiet melody fill you completely. Each note is a small hand reaching into your chest, releasing tension, softening worry, and leaving only the calm essence of presence. Above, a faint light filters through high windows, the stars visible through the temple's open roof. They shimmer in harmony with the choir, blinking softly as though in conversation with the silent song. The light moves slowly across the stone floor, brushing your skin, and the choir follows, rising and fading in waves that match the rhythm of your breathing. You feel yourself becoming part of this gentle, timeless music, carried on currents of quiet that surround you completely. You notice small scrolls and symbols etched along the walls, each a reflection of prophecies and teachings long past. They do not call attention. They do not demand understanding. Instead, they resonate softly with the choir, their meaning unfolding in subtle impressions that settle into your mind with ease. You feel a calm acceptance for the cycles they represent, the soft inevitability of endings, and the gentle promise of beginnings. Time stretches slowly in this temple. You are weightless, enveloped by silent music, by candlelight, and by the stillness that fills every corner. The choir rises and falls like a tide, a wave of calm flowing through the temple and into your being. Each inhalation draws the melody deeper. Each exhalation releases worry. Each heartbeat aligns with the rhythm of the silent song. You are cradled fully, as though the world itself breathes in your stead, guiding you into serenity. Outside, the courtyard remains quiet, the path empty, the ancient stones and moss holding the choir's presence in still resonance. You sense that this quiet music continues beyond sight and hearing, beyond time itself, a gentle companion in the soft spaces of the night. You float back to the fountain, kneeling once more, letting the invisible waves wash over your body. There is no need to do anything. Nothing must be achieved. Silence itself is complete and you are carried in it. The choir begins a final, soft rise, a gentle crescendo that does not disturb but envelops. You feel it travel from your chest to your shoulders, through your arms and fingers, through your back and legs, settling into every part of your body. You breathe slowly, deeply, letting each inhalation take in the calm music. Each exhalation release all thought, leaving only gentle presence, tender endings, and peaceful reflection. The temple, the courtyard, the stars above, and the choir's quiet song all merge into one slow, soothing embrace. You feel the tension of the day, of the mind, of the world dissolve. Each note of the choir's silent song is a soft hand guiding you into complete rest. You float there, weightless, enveloped by gentle light, soft shadows, and invisible music. Let us drift onward, now rest, as the silent choir continues its gentle song, carrying all endings into peace and every beginning into quiet hope. Night drifts slowly across the sky, carrying a hush that softens every edge of the world. You find yourself walking along a quiet, winding path, shaded by trees whose leaves stir with gentle whispers in the soft breeze. Above, the moon rises, pale and serene, spilling silver light over the earth. Its glow is calm, neither sharp nor urgent, but steady, like a soft hand guiding you deeper into the dream of night. The path leads you to a small hilltop, and as you ascend, the air grows cooler, lighter, carrying the scent of distant flowers and faint earth. The moonlight traces every curve of the land, illuminating stones and streams with a delicate silver glow. Each step is unhurried, each breath deep and full, as if the air itself is teaching patience. You pause, letting the quiet expand around you, feeling that the world holds no harm here, only gentle reflection. At the top of the hill, a circle of ancient stones rests beneath the moon's gaze. Their surfaces are smooth, worn by time, each etched with subtle patterns that glow faintly in the pale light. You step between them, noticing that the moon seems to linger above this place, bathing it in soft, contemplative luminescence. Here, the air feels different, still and profound, filled with quiet possibilities, the subtle weight of endings and beginnings. The moon whispers in silence, its glow stirring visions in your mind. You see rivers winding through valleys, forests spreading like dark green oceans, and distant cities glowing faintly, their lights tiny echoes of human thought. Each vision is calm, unhurried, a gentle reflection of the world's slow unfolding. The moon does not warn with fear, but with presence, suggesting that change is a quiet current, flowing unseen yet inevitable. You notice shadows stretching across the stones, forming soft patterns that seem alive. They move as if breathing with the moon, rising and falling in rhythm with your own heartbeat. You feel the pulse of the night in your chest, a slow, deep echo of the moon's quiet warning. It is not a message of alarm, but a reminder that life, like the moon's phases, shifts naturally, and that endings fold softly into beginnings. A cool breeze stirs, carrying the scent of night-blooming flowers. The moonlight glances off their petals, turning them to silver in the gentle illumination. You walk among them, brushing your hands along their smooth surfaces. Each petal feels like a whispered secret, a quiet story of change and transformation. You breathe in, letting their subtle fragrance mingle with the moon's calm energy, and your thoughts soften, folding into the stillness. Beyond the hill, distant mountains rise, their peaks touched with moonlight. You sense time stretching over them, slow and unbroken. The moon casts its glow evenly, illuminating valleys and ridges without hurry. Each fold of the land carries memory, each shadow contains reflection. You feel yourself floating above the scene, weightless, part of the world and yet apart, cradled by the quiet light. From the moon's silver glow, visions of gentle guidance drift down to you. You see people moving softly through their days, their actions small ripples in a vast ocean. Nothing is forced, nothing is hurried. The moon watches, offering calm understanding, suggesting that all changes will arrive in their own rhythm. You feel this rhythm settling in your mind, syncing with your heartbeat, your breath, the slow unfolding of night. A small stream flows nearby, its waters catching the lunar glow. You kneel beside it, letting the light shimmer across your hands. The water murmurs softly as it moves, carrying away tiny worries, small tensions that have lingered like leaves in still pools. Each ripple reflects a soft part of the world, a quiet lesson of patience and presence. You feel yourself become part of this movement, a small, gentle wave in the river of life. Above, the stars emerge, faint and steady, scattered across the deep sky. They twinkle in soft patterns, not urgent or bright, but subtle, guiding you to notice the quiet. The moon sits among them, a pale lantern casting light evenly, reminding you that clarity can exist without force, that awareness can rise gently, like morning mist over still waters. You float between these celestial points, letting your mind open to the calm presence of the night. The circle of stones hums softly beneath your touch, each surface vibrating subtly with the moon's energy. You sit among them, crossing your legs and resting your hands upon your knees. Your eyes close as the pale light washes over your skin, warm yet cool, gentle yet persistent. The moon's quiet warning flows through you, not a warning of danger, but a message of mindfulness, a soft echo of nature's slow and steady rhythm. You hear distant sounds, the whisper of trees, the faint murmur of animals, the soft trickle of water. Each sound is a note in the moon's silent symphony, a gentle chorus that carries both stillness and movement. You feel each note resonate in your chest, aligning with the calm pulse of the night. Your thoughts drift, one by one, like leaves carried on a quiet river. Nothing is lost, nothing is urgent. All is carried in gentle motion, in the tender sway of lunar light. The moon rises higher now, brighter, its glow spreading over hills and valleys. You notice small animals moving slowly through the shadows, foxes, owls, and rabbits, each in quiet harmony with the night. Their movements mirror your own calm state, deliberate yet effortless, a soft dance with the rhythms of the world. You feel yourself matching this pace, inhaling the stillness, exhaling tension, and allowing your mind to float above the world in serenity. In the distance, the edge of a forest glows faintly under the moon's gaze. You wander toward it slowly, the ground soft beneath your feet. Each tree casts delicate shadows, moving slightly with the wind. You hear the faint rustle of leaves, each sound a gentle note in the moon's quiet song. You pause beneath a great oak, placing your hand on its trunk. Its bark is cool and smooth, filled with the calm energy of centuries. You feel the moonlight merge with the tree's presence, and both merge with your own. Visions come softly, floating in the air like mist. You see changes in the world, gentle yet inevitable, flowing without struggle. Mountains erode slowly, rivers carve valleys, and forests shift subtly through time. The moon watches all, its pale glow reflecting the natural rhythm of the earth. You understand that endings are gentle, beginnings are tender, and life itself moves with a soft, persistent grace. You sit beneath the moon, allowing the silver light to pool around you. Your hands rest in your lap, your breath aligns with the quiet rhythm of the night. Each inhalation draws lunar calm into your chest, each exhalation releases fear or worry. The moon's quiet warning settles in your mind, a gentle reminder that life flows at its own pace, that change is neither sudden nor harsh, and that serenity can always be found within presence. Above, the stars shimmer faintly, dancing softly in the indigo sky. The moon's light flows between them like a gentle tide of silver. You feel carried in this light, a small part of a vast, tranquil universe. The air hums with quiet energy, wrapping you in warmth and calm. Every sound, every shadow, every whisper of wind becomes a lullaby, guiding your thoughts gently into stillness. As the night deepens, the moon drifts toward its zenith, pale pale and steady, watching over the quiet world. You lie down upon the soft grass, letting the gentle slope of the hill hold you. The stars and moon fill your vision, a silent choir of light and calm. Each breath draws the lunar peace deeper into your body. Each exhale lets the worries of day drift away, leaving only serene presence. Let us drift onward, now rest, as the moon's quiet warning settles over the land, carrying gentle visions of endings and beginnings, flowing softly into the night and into your dreams. Night drifts slowly across the horizon, soft and unbroken. You walk along a wide, silent plain, the air warm but calm, carrying the faint scent of earth and distant blooms. The sky stretches high, an endless expanse of indigo brushed with pale silver clouds. The moon hangs low, gentle and luminous, spilling its light across the land, tracing each hill and valley with quiet patience. As you walk, the plain seems to stretch outward, endless and serene. Shadows gather softly among the rolling grasses, yet they feel safe, like folds in a warm blanket. Every step carries you deeper into stillness, each breath a wave of calm that settles across your chest. You sense that the world itself is slowing, folding gently into quiet, like a flower closing at dusk. A distant river glimmers in the moonlight, flowing not swiftly but with a steady, rhythmic pulse. Its waters reflect the sky's silver and the subtle glow of scattered stars. You follow the river's edge, listening to the soft ripple as it moves around stones and bends. It is not a river of fear or alarm, but one of transformation, carrying the weight of change without disturbance, like a lullaby moving softly across the night. In the distance, mountains rise, their peaks rounded and softened by time. The moon casts a pale sheen over them, illuminating their slopes with gentle patience. You feel the stillness of these ancient forms, knowing that change, too, moves with their unhurried rhythm. Nothing is forced, nothing is hurried. The world's transformation comes as a slow unfolding, tender as a breath, like a story told in whispers. As you continue, the air grows cooler, filled with the scent of rain yet to fall. Tiny lights flicker on the horizon, fires, not harsh but soft and golden like the glow of lanterns in the wind. They rise and fall gently, reflections of endings and beginnings, each one a quiet note in the world's unfolding symphony. The sky above mirrors these lights, clouds drifting lazily, carrying silver flecks that glimmer like distant, tender promises. You pause by a grove of trees, their branches swaying in a quiet, graceful dance. The leaves brush against each other with soft, deliberate rustling. Here, the sense of ending is not heavy but calm, like the closing of a book after a long story. You feel the gentle weight of completion settle over your shoulders, a quiet hand of understanding guiding you. Even endings, you realize, can arrive with kindness, with the patience of moonlight spilling slowly over the hills. A soft wind brushes across your face, carrying echoes of distant choirs, low and hard.